Hey folks, we're back in my shop today. Matt has got a fish fry out at the camp, so they're out there. Him and Lucas are working with the camp folks and getting that set up, and they're gonna be doing all that. I'm in the shop working on that skag. I went and got the pulley that I needed because he kept throwing the belts off, so I'm gonna slide up under there and slap that in and get a new belt on it, and hopefully that'll fix it for the season. I can continue mowing and not run out of driving capability because the belt that it keeps throwing is my drive belt. So it goes from the motor around the two pulleys on the hydraulic motors. It just kicks it off, and then the hydraulic motors aren't tied to anything anymore, and the mower stops. So we're about to replace that pulley and see if I can get this thing driving again. With this handy dandy little rechargeable battery stand that we built, I can just set it on the floor here and you can see what's happening. Ta-da! Now I'm gonna hook up my fan and get a little air moving because this is an unair conditioned shop in Louisiana. And no air is no bueno. And light would probably be handy. So, what am I going to need? All the things. New pulley. Oh yeah, I've got to get this out. Forgot about that. Dead gum. Probably a pair of sockets, I think. I'm sitting here talking about pressing this out. I'm not showing y'all me pressing it out. What a jackwagon. There we go. Can you see okay, there's the pulley. So I've got a big socket on this side of the bearing and a little socket on that sleeve I've got to push out. I've got to change the sleeve out. The little sleeve in this one. I'm using my bench vise as a press. There it went. Boop. Cool. All right. So what did I push out? I pushed out that, which that's going to have to go in this other bearing. So need a slightly smaller socket for that one. Is this still going to be the right size for that? Ooh, I could go. Oh man, I hope that's the same size. I don't know that it is. That's kind of messed up. If this is not the right size bushing, then I'm going to have to go find a bushing. Because I do not want my use this other bushing to push this bushing out, maybe, possibly. Huh. All right, now that's messed up. That's woggledy. That's not at all what I need. Dead gum. So these two inner bearing races are different sized. And just slightly different sized. Let's go get a micrometer. Bring all these sockets back before I forget them over here, and then I've got more sockets scattered around the world and not where they need to be. All right, set that there for the moment. Oh, that doesn't go there. It goes there. Oh, wrong toolbox, Barrett. All right. Pull out the old handy dandy micrometer. And that is zeroed out. This bushing's outside diameter is 0.67 of an inch. This is 0.637. And this is 0.67. What the heck? So, doesn't look like I can put this pulley in today without going and finding more bushings. Dadgummit. That was not what I wanted to hear. It just falls in there. That's not even close to cool. I mean, the width there is pretty close. I think it'll work. But my inner race on that bearing is slightly larger diameter. Alright, guess we're shifting gears. Let's see if I can figure out why the Nissan is acting up. And if I can figure that out, then when I go to town to get those parts, I can look for bushings. Dadgummit. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and put a little tightness on those lug nuts right quick while I'm here. Then I'm gonna have to move the 600 out the way. Dadgummit. All right. Okay, cool. Cool. That's all tightened up. All right, something weird is going on with this truck. When I shift, it bogs down on me. Hey folks, I'm going to look at the camera, that'd be cool. Hey folks, the Nissan is doing something odd when I'm driving it, and you just heard me rev it up, and it revved up and didn't stall out. But when I'm driving and I get to my shift point, it'll stall out. And I'm not sure why. So I'm about to check a few things. I'm gonna check my coil and my spark plugs and see if I can figure out why it's stalling on me. Ease this out the way. All right, this little truck has dual coils in it. That's interesting. Why are you stalling on me, huh? So I went and bought me a spark tester. Check my spark plugs and check my coils and see if I've got something funky going on. All right, so I bought this. We're gonna pull one of my coil wires. We're gonna check these one at a time. Plug that in there and plug this in here. So, see it making a little sparky. Yeah, let's reread that. All right, now we're going to check the other one. We'll plug that back in. And we will unplug this one. Plug that into there. And this one into here. Alright. Is that what I have? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Plug that in there. Put this down in there. And let's see what happens now. Like this thing was acting up on me the other day, and now it's not doing anything. It's running like it's supposed to. I don't know what the heck's going on with this truck. What the heck? I want to help you, little Nissan. Show me what the problem is so I can help you. You're all like acting sick, and then I'm like, all right, let's figure out what's wrong. Oh, nothing. Everything's fine. I'm good. Let me know. Like, really? You don't want to be fixed? That should be the last one. Now I've been all the way around it. Alright, all the way around the distributor. Good, and we'll start checking spark plugs, I guess. Alright. See how that looks. Alright, I guess we're going to go for a drive. I'm going to shut this shop up. Alright guys, we're going to see if if this thing does what it did before. Crank it up and run down the road and see if it stalls out when I shift. Because if it does, that's really bizarre, because I was getting on it and it wasn't stalling out. Now it's not doing it. That is crazy. That is so bizarre. It's doing fine now. I don't get it. Oh well, I'm gonna keep driving her around for a little bit. See maybe when it gets hot if it does funny things. Well, I drove the Nissan to town and back, and no problems. I don't know what the issue was the other day, why she was acting funny, but she's acting right now. So, I did find headlights for this truck. I get over here in front of the shop door where I can see what I'm doing, and I'm not standing inside a bush. What am I going to put over that hole for a day or two until I get another cab mount? I feel like I should put something up there. Piece of tape or something so it doesn't rain in my truck. If only I had, oh, know what I have. piece of tip. That's not awesome, but I'll keep the rain out for a day or two. Because I need to find me a cab light for the one in the middle there. And then I need to bolt all of them down better. Let's go ahead and get a Phillips head screwdriver. Start disassembling headlights. I really need to find my other hood emblem, so if the truck says Ford again and not just 4. What do y'all think? I've thought about painting these headlight surrounds maybe black. I don't know. Oh look, there's a wasp nest. That's cool. Go ahead and knock that off of there. Yoop. All right, so I'm assuming the headlights are aimed. No idea. Whoever painted this truck last, looks like they used a combination of rattle can and paintbrush, and they splattered paint on everything. Okay. Now, I'm gonna turn the headlights on. Does it come on? That's the question. Yay! Both the headlights come on. Now, what about brights? Or maybe that was dim. So is this brights? Well, that's pretty bright. Okay. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Should I paint those black? What do you think? I've been standing right in front of the headlight, hadn't I? Maybe I'll put you over here. Nope. So like I said, tell me in the comments what you think. Should I paint these headlight surrounds black? I kind of think they'd be cool looking black. But there's really only one way to find out, and that's to do it. And if I don't like it, I guess I can paint them back white again. Black headlight surrounds, black bumper maybe. That headlight's replaced. I'm gonna replace this one. They got paint all over that surround too. I'm gonna clean it off. That's the surround, but the bezel that holds the headlight in. They just painted all over it. Like, what the heck, guys? Why would you paint it? Like that. Wow, that screw just fell completely out of there. Oh, it's stripped out. Nice. This one's missing. All right. So there's literally one screw holding my headlight in. That's pretty cool. May have to fix on that a little bit. I don't even have the other screw. I'll have to locate me one. I think my buckets are in fair shape. What about this one? Will that one hold a screw? It will. But I don't have the little tab that was on there. It broke off too. How about that? That one and that one. And those two. And that one's missing. Wonder what I have that I can make a tab out of. Whew. What do I have that'll work for this? Is that the right size? That works. Let's see if I can screw that in and make it work in this wallowed out hole. Wow, that's also too big. All right. Wallered out holes are no fun. Dadgummit. Might be a little long, but it might do it. Still needs something to make a tab out of. A tab out of. Alright guys, so I took my surround in the house because it had paint all over it, and so I took it and washed it and got the paint off. But see two of my little tabs that hold the light in? One of them, you can see here where it used to be, where the little tack mark is missing. So I found me a little thin piece of stainless, and I'm gonna drill it and tack it back to that spot so that I can have my third tab to hold my light together. And now I need a drill and a dribbit. I need a block of wood. There we go. That's holding her still. What?
I was just gonna come over here and show
Okay.
them what you're doing.
I need to find my drill and put a drill bit in it. Of course, when you punch through on sheet metal, it always wants to flex on you. And so after you've drilled a hole, you gotta take something like these flat jaw pliers, flatten it all back out. Ta-da! Now, gone through all of that. Where'd my ring go? I just had
Right
it.
there.
Oh, going crazy. Let's step over here. We're gonna tack it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna grind down this little spot weld right quick. So, and yes, you can weld stainless steel with mild steel welding wire. You do not want to do that for anything structural, but for little trim pieces like this, it does great. So, I'm going to take that and use these pliers as a clamp. And then we're going to ground to my pliers that I'm using as a clamp. That's one tack. We'll go over here and do it again. Good night. Oh. Got it too hot and blew through it. Son of a biscuit eater. How bad is it now? It's not good, but it ain't god awful. All right, let's see if I can fix that. All right, I filled the hole. Now I gotta go grind it smooth and make it not look like butt. Hi ho, hi ho. All right. Now I got that put back together. Huh? Now. Open up this new headlight. Get out of here. wires back in there. Let's turn that right way around. Now, that and that. Heck yeah. One. Two. The thread's trying to strip out, so I'll have to go with a bigger screw. That's right, so I brought bigger screws. Because I've already stripped out a couple of these. And this tab in the back, it's threaded, or it used to be threaded, and it's rusted out. So, take one of these a little bit larger sheet metal screws, make new threads. There we go.
Cool.
Yay, headlight. All right. Get in there. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Now then. Let's see if the headlights work. All right, step back and look at both of them. We'll hit the brights. Are they brighter? And dim? Lovely. Everything works.
How about that?
Yay! So the only thing I'm lacking now is my little cab lights. The one in the middle is missing its lens. I took that one off so I could, because it was easy to get to. But so I can go take it with me to try and find another one. Okay. I need to find, I'd like to find one that is similar to this as possible to replace that one in the middle. And then all the lights will work on this truck. I can go get it inspected because it is not legal right now. And then I'd really like to find this lens too.
What's that?
On the back of this, so you got an amber lens here, and there's a red lens here. So it's just a blinker.
Yeah.
But so from the back of the truck, you can see the red blinker past the truck.
Yeah.
Well, this one looks nice and red. This is pretty in amber. This one still looks pretty good. This one is almost clear.
Yeah.
I need to try and find another lens for there. So, yeah. I guess one day this week, this lens and that cab light.
Yeah.
So that brings me up to the other thing I started doing today, the lawnmower. So this is the pulley that I need, the idler pulley.
Okay.
So my old pulley had this bushing in the middle, which that's the right size bolt. That's the right size bolt. Well, so this pulley came with that bushing in it. I pressed it out, and then I went to put this one in, and it's supposed to press in.
Yeah.
So I go back to Motor Parts and Bearings and try and find the right bushing. So anyway, folks, that's the stuff I'm working on today. I appreciate you guys watching. Once again, I'm gonna go look for a couple of parts that maybe I'll finally be finished for a little while. Anyway, God bless y'all. Thanks for watching. Remember, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.